have different criteria for calculating level of service. Okay, and then we looked at those criteria, and then we said for any criteria you need first of all the free flow speed. You need the free flow speed. So free flow speed can be taken from the field, like we have said for freeways and multi-lane highways as well. Go in the field in free flow conditions. What are the free flow conditions for multi-lane highways? When the flow is less than 200 passenger cars per hour for both directions. Okay. So if you go to the field in this condition and you calculate the speed, this will be your free flow speed. Now you can also calculate the free flow speed if sample is taken in conditions not free flow. So you already have a speed sample. Somebody took it or you took it a while ago, and you don't want to waste it. You want to use it. Okay. So you will take that sample, okay, and you will calculate the free flow speed from that sample. Remember, that sample is not from free flow conditions. So you calculate the speed. You found the speed on the road in conditions other than free flow, when the flow was more than 200 passenger cars per hour for both directions. So then you can use this equation to calculate the free flow speed. So SM is the average speed which you found in conditions other than free flow. VF is the flow rate in that condition for the direction in which you took the speed, and FHV is the heavy vehicle adjustment factor for that direction. Okay, so you need the speed, average speed, and you need the flow rate, and you need the heavy vehicle adjustment factor. We already know what is flow rate and what is heavy vehicle adjustment factor. SM is the average speed. So if you have taken speed in conditions which are not free flow, then you can calculate the free flow speed using this equation. Okay. Now let's say you don't have any speed sample. You don't have any speed sample. Okay. So speed is not collected at all from the highway in any condition. Then you can use this equation to calculate the free flow speed. Okay. So in this equation, you can see you need base free flow speed. Okay. The design speed, the highest value. You have already used it for multi-lane highways as well. You need adjustment factor for lane and shoulder width. Okay, and you need the adjustment factor for access point density. So again, we have discussed access point density factor for multi-lane highways as well, right? So lane and shoulder width, you need both things, lane width and shoulder width, and I will show you the table from which you can get the factor. BFFS, base free flow speeds, some ranges are given according to each class of the ranges are given. These are the factors: lane and shoulder width and access point. So lane width in the left column here, shoulder width in the top row, and access point density here, and the factor is here. Okay, let us look at a very simple problem here. We have to find out the free flow speed for tour and rural highway in rolling terrain. Lane width is 11 feet, 2 feet shoulder width, access point density 30 per mile. Base free flow speed is 60. Okay, so let me go here. I'm trying to calculate the free flow speed here. The speed equals base value, which is 60, minus the two adjustment factors. Okay, lane width 11 feet, so 11 feet is here. Okay, you can see the equal to sign is with 11 feet here, not here. So if the lane width is 11 feet, you will take it from this range, not from this range. Same thing for the shoulder width as well. Shoulder width is 2 feet. 2 feet means this range, not this one, because here there is no equal to sign with 2. Okay, so this is for values less than 2. If it is 2, then you will come to this range. Okay, so 11 feet shoulder width, 2 feet, 11 feet lane width, 2 feet shoulder width. The factor is 3. Minus 30 access points per mile. Factor is 7.5. So when you subtract them, you will get 49.5 miles per hour. Okay, so this is a very simple example. You just had to see the two factors from the table, and that's it. Okay, the other thing which you need to calculate for calculating the level of service is the demand flow rate. Okay, so you take volume for any direction, divide by peak hour factor, divide by heavy vehicle adjustment factor, and divide by the gradient factor. So we know about volume, we know about peak hour factor, we know about heavy vehicle adjustment factor. Let us see the tables for gradient, factor for gradient, adjustment factor for gradient. We have 3 tables for adjustment factor for gradient. In this table, you need the flow rate of the direction in which you are calculating the level of service. You need the flow rate of the direction in which you are calculating the level of service. Okay, the flow rate, volume upon peak hour factor. Okay, then if you are calculating the flow rate for ATS and PTSF and it is level terrain or downward gradient, then the factor is 1. So if you have level terrain or downward gradient, then your calculations are very simple. It doesn't matter whether you are calculating flow rate for average travel speed or percentage time spent following. In both cases, the factor is 1. Okay, that also means for any other terrain conditions, you can have 2 flow rates, one for average travel speed and the other one for percentage time spent following. Okay, so the flow rate can change according to the parameter you want in the end. So if I want ATS, so the factor may be different, and you will see in the other tables it is happening with all the other factors as well. All the factors depend upon what you need in the end, whether you need ATS or PTS. Okay, now so if you have rolling terrain calculating ATS, this is the factor. If you have rolling terrain calculating PTSF, this is the factor. Okay, so you have to see the class of highway, and from the class of highway you would know whether you need ATS or PTSF or both or what. Okay, and this is the factor if you have upward gradient. In fact, the table for FG for upward gradient. So you need the value of the gradient, you need the length of the gradient, and you need the flow rate for the direction in which you are doing it. Okay, so this is for ATS calculation, this is for PTSF calculation. Okay, and you need the same things: grade, length, and the flow rate. Okay. Heavy vehicle adjustment factor, same as freeways, we already covered it. Then the next thing is if you are calculating PTSF, then these are the 2 equations. First of all, I need to calculate base percentage time spent following, BPTSF, and you can see they are using the term D and not here. D means the direction in which you want the level of service, and not means the opposite direction. So D is the direction in which you're calculating the level of service, and not means the opposite direction. Okay, so V naught means is for the opposite direction. Okay, so you need BPTSF. This is e to the power, okay, exponent e to the power. Okay, VD means the flow rate of the direction in which you are calculating the level of service, and V naught means the flow rate for the direction for the opposite direction. Okay, A and B are constants. I will show you in a table later on. These are constants. Okay, they will be taken from a table. F and P is the factor for no passing zone. So for this factor, you must know how much, what percentage of the segment is no passing. So if you have a 1 mile segment, what percentage of 1 mile is no passing, meaning the segment, the part in which passing is not allowed. The proportion of the segment in which passing or overtaking is not allowed. You must know that percentage to calculate this factor, to see this factor. Okay, we have a table for that. Then this is the equation if you want to calculate ATS. Again, they are using the terminology D and not here for the direction and the opposite direction. Okay, so you need free flow speed. We know that. VD, flow rate of the direction where you want the level of service. V naught, the opposite direction. FNP, again, the adjustment factor for no passing zone for ATS now. Okay, so again, FNP is also different for PTSF and ATS. Let me show you the tables. This is a table. Okay, this is one table. Okay, this complete is one table. Okay. So factor for no passing zone for calculating ATS. So you need the opposing flow rate in passenger cars per hour. You need the free flow speed, and you need the percentage of the segment which is no passing zone. Okay, for doing it for ATS calculation. For PTSF calculation, you need full total flow rate, total for both directions. Total flow rate, passenger cars per hour. You need percentage no passing, and you need a directional split. How much traffic is distributed between the 2 directions? How traffic is distributed between the 2 directions? 60-40, 50-50, 70-30, and so on. And again, this complete is one table. Okay, this is one table. So this is for factor for no passing zone. and this is the table for A and B values. A and B values. So you need the opposing flow rate, okay, and then you will have the A and B values. So A and B values will be used for calculating PTSF, remember. Okay. Let us, and this is how you calculate the capacity of the two-lane highway. I will come back to it. Okay, in the next example, I will come back to it. Let us do an example where we need both factors to be calculated. Okay, we have a class 1 highway, rolling terrain, 500 vehicles per hour for both directions. This is for both directions. 15% trucks and 5% RVs. So I think this was mentioned in one of the examples in the last chapter as well. So I told you, you just combine them together. Okay, so total heavy vehicles 20%, 15 plus 5, 20%, 20% heavy vehicles. Just keep it in mind. It's a link to a popular recreational area. It doesn't matter. Directional split 60-40, 60-40. Peak hour factor is given 0.88. We have a 10-mile section, and out of 10 mile, 40% is no passing. So out of 10 mile, in 4 miles, passing is not allowed. Passing is not allowed. Base free flow speed 60, lane width 12 feet, 2 feet shoulder, 10 access points per mile. 10 access points per mile. So we'll start with the calculation of free flow speed. We'll always start with the calculation of free flow speed. Now, no speed sample is taken here. You can see no speed sample is taken. So I will use the third condition. Just to refresh your minds, we have 3 cases to find out the free flow speed. Do it in the field, find it out from the field directly in free flow conditions. No calculations required after that. Take the speed sample in any condition and then calculate the free flow speed. Or there is no sample from the field, calculate the free flow speed directly from the equation. Okay, so these are 3 conditions. Here, no speed sample is given. I will take the free flow speed from the equation directly. Okay, so they give me the base free flow speed value. I need the vector for lane width and shoulder width, and I need the factor for access point density. Okay. Okay, so these are the factors. 12 feet lane width, 2 feet shoulder width. Factor is 2.6. Okay. Access points 10 per mile. 10 per mile. So factor is 2.5. So 2.6 and 2.5. So base value minus 2.6 minus 2.5. So the free flow speed is 54.9 miles per hour. 54.9 miles per hour. Then I will calculate the volume and flow rate for each direction. The volume and flow rate for each direction. They gave me 500 total. 500 was the total volume. 60 and 40 split. So 60% in one direction and 40% in the other direction. So 500 into 60%, 300. So this is in one direction. 500 into 40%, 200. This is the other direction. So they are calling it direction 1 and 2. We will calculate the level of service for both directions. Keep it in mind. We'll calculate the level of service for both directions. Direction 1 as well as direction 2. Okay. Then I will calculate the flow rate. To convert volume to flow rate, I will divide by the peak hour factor. Peak hour factor is 0.88. So for each direction, we have the flow rate. Okay. Just the volume divided by the peak hour factor. Okay. So 341 for direction 1 and 227 for direction 2. 227 for direction 2. So now I have the value. Now I will do the remaining calculation with you. Okay. Because it's complicated. So if you do it with me, it will be easier for you to understand, I think. Okay. So we have the free flow speed. Now I need the flow rate in passenger cars per hour for each direction. Flow rate in passenger cars per hour for each direction. We will call it VD1 and VD2. Okay. It is volume divided by peak hour factor into FG, the gradient factor, into FH. Let me just call it VD for the time being. This is a general equation. We put the values later on. Okay, so I need FHV. FHV we have calculated many times in the last chapter. Okay, so 1 divided by 1 plus percentage of heavy vehicles, 15 plus 20, sorry, 15 plus 5, 20%. For rolling terrain, the equivalency factor is 3. So 3 minus 1. How much is this factor?
0.71.
0.7. Then I need FG. Okay. Now FG, the gradient adjustment factor, now you can see it depends upon terrain. Now I have rolling terrain. Okay, if it was level terrain or downward gradient, then my work would have been simple, because then the factor is 1. For all cases, the factor is 1. Okay, but since I have rolling terrain, so you can see the factor is different for ATS and PTSF calculation. Okay, so I have to calculate I have to get one factor for ATS and the other factor for PTSF. Okay, and for that I need the demand flow rate for each direction. Okay, so it also depends upon the direction as well. So I will have FG1 for ATSF for ATS. Okay, let me do the interpolation. Okay. I'm doing it for direction 1. For direction 1, the demand flow rate I've already calculated. It was 341. For direction 1, the demand flow rate, which is V upon peak hour factor, I've already calculated, just 341. 341. So I have to interpolate between 300 and 400. I have to interpolate between 300 and 400. So 0.83 and 0.9. 0.83 and 0.9. Let me do the interpolation. I will write down the equation. You can do the interpolation. 0.83 minus 0.9 divided by 300 minus 400 is minus 100, multiplied by 41 plus 0.83. How much?
0.858.
Okay, then when I will do the interpolation for the other direction, the flow rate is 227. Okay, so I have to interpolate between 200 and 300. 200 and 300. So 0.75 and 0.83. 75. 83. 7. Okay, give me the value.
Zero 0.7716.
0.77. Okay. Then for PTSF, I will take the values from here. So 0.85 and 0.9. And another direction 0.8 and 0.8. Okay.
Zero 0.8705.
0.87.
05.
Okay. Huh?
Zero 0.81.
0.8.
1.
1. Okay, now let us do the calculation one by one. Okay, so I'm doing it for ATS direction 1. Okay, then I will do it for ATS direction 2. Okay, so it will be easier and it will cause less confusion. Okay, for direction 1, I'm calculating VD and V naught. So VD 300, 0.88. Peak hour factor remains the same. Calculating ATS for direction 1, 0.86 is the factor. Okay, how much?
$585.
585.
No, 558.
Okay, and what about this one?
Four
415.7.
Sorry, say again. 41.
415.7.
415.0.
7.
Okay, 416. Okay, these are now passenger cars per hour. Okay, so this is for direction 1. Now, what else do we need for ATS calculation? Okay, I'm doing this one, right? So VD and V naught I have. I need free flow speed, which I have. I need no passing zone factor. Okay, this is a table for no passing zone. My free flow speed is 54.9, which is almost 55, right? It's almost 55. So I will take the value from here. Okay, 54.9, which is almost 55. I will take the value from here. Okay, I need opposing flow rate. Opposing flow rate is 416.16. So I have to interpolate between these two values, 400 and 600. So between 2.4 and 1.6. I have to interpolate between 2.4 and 1.6. Let us do that. So I need factor for no passing zone. Yes. So 2.4 and 1.6. So 2. Divide by opposing is how much?
$2.3.
How much? 2.3.
Yes.
Okay. Now I can calculate ATS for direction 1. Okay, 54.9 minus 0.0076. Total flow. Give me the total flow here. 558 plus 416. What? Minus the factor. 2.
45.2.
45.2.
45.2.
25.
45.2.
25, right? 25. This is what you're saying.
No, 45, doctor.
Okay, good. So this is for direction 1. Same thing will be done for direction 2 as well. Only then these numbers would reverse. These numbers now would reverse because one direction is the other direction, right? So these numbers would reverse. Okay. Then the factor f and p will also change because now you are doing it for direction which has flow rate of opposing flow rate, right? So opposing flow rate is now 558. 558. So you will do the interpolation for 558 now. Okay, but still you are between the same two factors, 400 and 600, in the same range. You are interpolating in the same range. Okay, so just replace this here. 458 means 158 here. So how much is this value?
1.8.
1.8. Okay, then this value.
45.7.
Okay. Moving on. Now I will calculate PTSF direction 1. Okay. Again, I need to calculate VT and V naught. For direction 1, volume is 300. The opposing is 200. Okay. Now FG will change. FG will change. Okay. For direction for PTSF, we have new values 0.87 and 0.81. So 0.87, 0.81. Give me these values.
Five 5.2.
One. Three nine five, right? 395. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now I need to calculate base percentage time spent falling. For that I need A and B. For that I need A and B. Okay. Let me go here. A and B. So I need the opposing flow rate. Okay, which you have calculated as 395. 395. So I'm interpolating between these two values, right? 200 and 300. Okay. So between this and this and between this and this. Okay. So let me calculate A value here first of all. Minus 0.0014, 0.0022, by how much? Yes.
Minus 0.002.
Okay, and this one?
G.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Now we can calculate BPT SF 100 1 minus, this is e to the power, okay, exponent, e to the power, okay. So I need A into VD. A is minus 0.002 into VD, which is 552, to the power B, which is 0.924. Okay, so 552 has the power of this, and then this whole thing is the power of exponent, and then you do 1 minus n into 100. How much?
Two 285.7.
285.0.
0.7. Doctor, we take the equation after exponential as a vector.
Sorry.
Minus 0.002.
With the sign. So first of all, 552 to the power this, then multiply by minus 0.002, then the answer to the power exponent, and then 1 minus that thing, and then into 100. Okay. 1 minus exponent 2 into 552 to the power 0.924.
I get 49.5.
Yeah. 49.5%. Okay, this is in percent. Now we can calculate PTSF, but for calculating PTSF, I think we need the factor for no passing zone. Okay, for no passing zone, PTSF, this is a table. Okay, so I need the total flow, okay, both directions. Okay, and I need the directional split, which is 60-40, it is given, and 40% no passing zone. Okay, so how much is the total flow here? How much is the total volume here? VD plus V naught. This is Total flow, okay, not total volume, total flow. How much?
947.
9 passenger cars per hour. Okay, now come to this table. 947 is between these two values, 800 and 1400. Okay, and so I have to do interpolation between 33.4 and 22.1. 33.4 and 22.1. Okay, so let me do the interpolation. F 33.4 minus 22.1 divided by minus 600. 147
30.6.
30.6. Okay, now I think we have everything. We can calculate the PSF here. Okay, so PTSF equals the base value 49.5 plus the factor 30.6 multiplied by VD, which is 552 here, divided by the total, which is 947. How much?
67.3.
Sorry, 60.
67.3.
In percentage. Okay, I will do the same thing for direction 2 as well. Like I said earlier, you will reverse the directions, right? You will reverse the directions. So this becomes opposing. And this becomes my actual direction, and I will do the interpolation again. So now I'm interpolating for A and B. Where is it? I need the opposing flow. Opposing flow is 552 now. So I have to interpolate between again 400 and 600, right? 400 and 600, yeah. No, sorry. I was interpolating between something else, right? I'm interpolating between 0.0022, 33, 152. Okay. This value and 0.923 and sorry.
Minus 0.003.
003. Okay. Then this value, B value.
.88.
Okay. Then PTSF. Okay, we will put the value of the factors now. 88. Okay.
$54.
54. Okay. The total will remain the same. Since the total is same, that means the no passing zone adjustment factor will also not change. No passing adjustment factor needs the total flow. Total flow is the same, so it will not change. So it will remain 30.6, and I will put the base value here, 54. Give me the answer now.
$66.8.
How much?
66.8.
Okay. Then level of service, direction 1. We are doing class 1 highway, so I need both values. Okay. ATS for direction 1, 45.2. PTSF, 67.3. 45.2 this case, and 67.3 this value, this range. Okay, so ATSF is in C range and PTSF is the D range. Okay, now for a level of service, both ranges must meet. For a level of service, both ranges must meet. So if both are not meeting, I will take the lower value. So I will take D. I'll take D. Okay, so level of service D is for direction 1. For direction 2, I think the case is very similar, right? 45.7, and the PTSF is 66.8. So again, we have the same case. Same case. So level of service for direction 2 is also D. So whenever we have a conflict between the two ranges, you will take the lower value. You will take the lower value. Okay. Now you may have some questions. Okay, you can ask me now. Okay, and we'll just keep in mind we will do another example in the coming